You are now in the Black Box. Whoa. With Spider Loke, Most Easty, a.k.a. VJ Keyway, and the Google Gang. Let's go!
Snakewood and that hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spider Loke. You know, I'm in the Black Box. Had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
Jeter, gratitude is the attitude. The show is a blessing. To be back in the Black Box as we blow a succession, the constant, consistent, continuous content creation campaign continues. Those are the 7 C's. As we navigate throughout those, I'm the captain of the voyage, SPI Easty, a.k.a. VJ Keyway, Mr. 1597 himself, host of our very own R&R Hour. So y'all go ahead, relax, roll up as we get into this random reaction of, I should know his name by now, the brother from Cincinnati that's got the serious case. His son was murdered by the police, and then Rodney Hinton. And, you know, his son was murdered by the police, and then he was in a vehicle that allegedly struck an officer that lost his life shortly after he left the police station viewing the footage of his son being hunted down and shot from behind by officers. His 18-year-old baby, rest his soul. My condolences. God bless y'all. So, shortly thereafter, less than 24 hours after the incident, but shortly after viewing the footage, he was in a vehicle that now I'm hearing reports was occupied by more than one person. Is reports of eyewitnesses saying that he was the passenger in the vehicle and that there was an alleged female driver who allegedly lost her life. And he is being charged with 2 counts of homicide. I've heard reports of that. So look into all that as we get up to this point. But okay, so he's been going back and forth to court. They kicked his brother out of his court. This thing has been heavily charged with emotion, tension, racially, and otherwise. It appears he was about to get on an elevator with a whole bunch of non-melanated officers. Now, if you ain't black or you got a problem with blacks having each other back no matter what, like it's a fact, then you might want to get the fuck up out of here right now, because we finna celebrate melevation and due process the American way, and the fact that this dude is being accused of things that have not been proven. He's innocent until proven guilty, and it looked like these good old boys just finna give him a good old ass whipping. And our creators sent a melanated officer out of nowhere to say, I wish you would, y'all bet not. So with no further ado, this makes me excited to see, man. I hope it does the same for you. Oh, my mama, let's see what our people have been up to.
Reporting live from Hypers Club in Atlanta for Hype Plus News, I'm Symphony. The case in trial of Rodney Hinton Jr. continues to develop. Just last week, we reported Hinton has been charged with aggravated murder of a sheriff's deputy, Larry Henderson, after hitting him while he was directing traffic near the University of Cincinnati. According to local Cincinnati news, it is the only crime punishable by death in the state of Ohio, as it has been named a death penalty case. Now, the trial is just getting started in court, and the story has an added layer, as Hinton Jr. is the father of 18-year-old Ryan Hinton, who was shot and killed by an officer just the day before. Authorities are saying the father purposely and intentionally struck the deputy as an act of revenge after seeing the body cam footage of his son's murder.
I have no idea of his mind state, if he was crying so hard, boo-hoo, tears, and accidentally did this. They just skipping judge, jury. How horrible, deplorable of that. He hasn't stated his intentions on doing so. This could very well be an accident, but how about the fact he is allegedly, reportedly, the passenger in said vehicle? Do your research on that, y'all. That hit different on my mama.
If Hinton refuses the plea deal and was to be found guilty of aggravated murder, at that point, it would be the jury's decision whether or not to recommend a death sentence. which means the judge could not impose a death sentence unless it was recommended by a jury.
Now all of a sudden, they understand eye for an eye. He didn't kill none of the jurors, nobody in the court people. He's not even charged with that. But allegedly, if he's responsible for taking this officer's life, his life being taken by others suffices. But it's such an odd idea to think that an officer kills his son, shoots him down from behind like a hunted animal. It's such an odd idea to think that maybe perhaps he would seek justice in the way he's being accused, even though it's being reported he was the passenger in the vehicle. Free my brother, man. Oh, my mama.
Jury. Now, Hinton pleaded not guilty to the charge just last week, and he's due in court today, Monday, May 12th.
I'm not going to judge him. How dare I? Only God can judge me. God in Exodus, it says God is a God of war. David was utilized to kill God's enemies. Do you realize there are numerous accounts of people being slain on behalf of the hand of God with no explanation? Who are we? We don't know what's taking place. I can't judge that man. And may I also reiterate, it's being reported he's the passenger in the vehicle. Oh, my mama.
This case is making its round online. A viral video featuring Hinton Jr. in police custody of multiple white officers and a black officer has hit social media. Many online users would commend the black officer for accompanying Hinton Jr. and not leaving him in the hands of all white officers.
You can't see it because my big head, but he got his hand on his pistol, tapping his fingers like doo-doo. They say God works in mysterious ways, and when something mysteriously happens, as tragic as it may seem, all of a sudden they forget that God works in mysterious ways. Oh, my mama. And I'm not saying that man deserved it. I can't judge him either, but I can't judge God, who is controller of all things, and he could have stopped it. How do we know this man hasn't done something unseen that made him deserving of such a tragic death? Who are we to question the almighty creator? Things happen the way they happen. And it's been reported this man was a passenger in the vehicle. Free my brother. Condolences to his family. Rest in peace to the soul of his beautiful baby boy who was shot down and who was hunted and shot down from behind.
As the case has become more high profile, it's also become a matter of race as well, which is why the black officer is being supported. Now, the caption for the viral video showing the officers surrounding Hinton read, "Black officer receives praise for not leaving Rodney Hinton alone in the elevator with other officers." One social media user would echo the same thoughts as many watching. They wrote, "Glad that black officer stayed in the elevator." Another social media user would notice the racial tension in the video, writing, "I honestly don't know too much about this case, but it's obvious there is some tension between the three white officers and the black officer that made sure he was in the elevator so Rodney wasn't alone with them." Another social media user would cautiously point out, even though Hinton was in the presence of white and black officers, the police are also a part of their own club, reminding users by writing, "LOL, they are blue first." One more.
Not all of them. Don't do my people like that. Yeah, we got that problem, but no, it's some of my peoples up and around. Oh, my mama, and I believe that was one of my peoples. I believe when they was in that courtroom with his brother and all them white police was trying to approach him and they didn't really know how to approach him, and that black lady looked like she had all that cocoa butter. She smelled like cocoa butter. And she got right up in his face and he seen her presence and looked her in her eyes and allowed her to escort him with that loving hand on her. Them was my peoples. Sometimes I know my peoples. I get shocked, but I know my peoples when I see them. I believe him as my peoples in that elevator where he was tapping on that holster. Oh, my.
Our users seemed to be confused by the video and asked, did the officer himself specifically say that is what he's doing? While one more user would write, this TikTok BS narrative is made up. If there are 3 white officers and 1 black, why would the white officer have the camera on? Now, Eddie Griffin will...
Because he just hit the corner and came out of nowhere. He probably thought he was just going to escort them to the elevator and let them get on the elevator alone, slow tard, which is great. Question and suggestion, having comment and ask. Yeah, perhaps they assumed he was going to provide an escort to the elevator and allow them to board the elevator without him. And at the last moment, he gave them a surprise. Second thought, think again.
Also briefly comment on the case on the latest episode of his YouTube series, NNN. Griffin would say there's a lot of injustice going on in the world and would criticize Europeans for turning a blind eye to justice, stating that most of the injustice is coming from Europeans themselves.
And you Europeans need to sit down and do some introspective and figure out why most of the injustice is coming from y'all. So sometimes we got to take justice into our own hands, just like Mr. Hinton did.
Rest in peace, Ryan Hinton. So, what do you guys think about the latest updates involving Rodney Hinton Jr. and the black officer not leaving him in the custody of white officers? Let us know in the comments below. And be sure to stay up to date with the latest news and comedy by subscribing right here to our YouTube channel. Hit the bell and select all so you can receive notifications to all of our content and not just some. Check out Hypers Club for all your cool and original merchandise and content. And for our YouTube viewers, if you appreciated this update, don't forget you can send us a super thanks by hitting the button below, and you can tip us what you want to show your support. Reporting live from Hypers Club in Atlanta for Hype Plus News, I'm Symphony.
Tupac of my generation, Pac was highly intelligent, but in our culture, street culture, especially his generation, intelligence was viewed as a form of weakness. How do you get the people that's really affected by, what we're trying to solve involved?
mathematical mode, marathoning, making moves taken. The heartbreaking news make major breaking news. Nephews, nieces, siblings, seeds, stay confused. Waking up shaking, aching, praying that it's April Fools. Chosen child from the now, stakes is huge. Snakes and fake styling the gates, too late to choose. These violent visions gave victory, paid your dues. Motivated, demonstrated, elevated views. Truths don't die, we multiply. I ain't make the rules. Self-medicate, meditate, and celebrate the blues. Neighborhood, roller coaster, you can take the cruise, I'm good. Blue laces, suede Puma's favorite shoes. Jesus to the generations, you never say me on my babies. What beautiful gift Puto ever gave me. For such a precious life, who decides price? I couldn't feel the slide twice, cuz they crucified Christ.
That good in that hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned, all that.
It's the homie cook-up boss, goddammit, Cub Low. And y'all tuning in to the Wake and Bake Show with goddammit the homeboy Spider Low.
Here with SPI, the realest nigga in LA.
Spider this bitch!
My nigga Spider Low. Spider Low, nigga.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low.
Spider Low, that's my nigga.
Spider Low. Spider Low.
Shout out to SPI, that motherfucking nigga.
Spider Low, Wake and Bake. Better keep it Google, nigga.
Loke is in LA somewhere doing what he's doing.
In the words of Spider Loke on my mama's mama.
Spider Loke's gear. This is Bay Mac.
Neighborhood, C-Mac, shout out my Loke, Spider Loke, cuz. Neighborhood, on hood. It's a beautiful world. You fight me? Fight, crib.
Point blank, do no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be, yeah.
You are now in the black box. Whoa. With Spider Loke, Most Easty, aka BJ Keyway, and the Google Gang.
Let's go!